destined for greatness. My name is written in stars, and I will give everything, all that I have to the cause. Fight against evil, run through the pain, battle it all, this is more than a game. I am a lion and I can't be tamed, it's how it was made, this ice in my veins, run through it all. No matter the odds, I will answer the call. The enemy knocks on the door. Even the greatest among us will fall, but the greatest will get back up. So I won't back down, and I won't give up, and I will act now, and I will stand up. They know that I'm here for it all. Rise up, no matter what's in my way. Rise up, I will do what it takes. I will keep on fighting. I'll rise through it all. Rise up, no matter what's in my way. Rise up, I will do what it takes. I will keep on fighting. I'll rise through it all. Rise up.
No matter what it is you need, you'll find it at your local Par-Mar store. From gas to grocery, snacks, and everything else you always seem to run out of, Par-Mar stores has it. Need more savings? Download the Par-Mar app and sign up for the Par-Mar Rewards Card. You won't only see our stores in your neighborhoods, you'll see us in your neighborhoods too. We are proud to be in your town and proud to be a part of the community. Come see us at Par-Mar stores, and remember, if there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
Wilson Martino Dental. Did you know that 95% of our dentists have graduated from WVU? And many former players and WVU coaches trust Wilson Martino Dental with their oral health. The Mountaineers and Wilson Martino Dental. Yeah, we do that.
And yes, hello, and welcome to Mountaineer Hardcourt Legend, because today, being the Kansas game's at 3 o'clock, we have Tim Carney, who is here for us to take care of business, because we got to get it done. We can't leave you hanging. We're going to get this done, and we're going to make this shorter, more intense, more compact. But Timmy, how you doing today, man? As good as last night?
Well, last night was good. But I was a little afraid after the first 10 minutes, but the team really started to kick it in and started to play the way that they've been playing. And I was a little worried about that.
Yeah, no doubt I was too. And we'll have a little bit of film on that. But hey, let's get right to the news, man. Bad day, good day maybe. It sounds like Bill Self is going to be okay, but I think he is in ICU. He had a heart attack. That's the head coach of the Kansas Jayhawks. What do you think about that? It's a tough situation. Anytime it brings reality back into life when you're out there in sports, and it's what's important.
Well, if you look at, I think the beginning of the year, Bill Self was suspended for the first 4 games, wasn't he? And they still beat Duke without him. I mean, it's a strong team. You can't count them out. But yeah, I mean, something happened like that to your coach. I mean, I'll tell you, I had a heart attack back in 7 years ago. So I mean, it happens, and I don't know how the team's going to respond to that.
Yeah, it's always tough. I can remember having situations happen prior to game day, and two things happen, man. They go ahead and they rally behind the coach and the thought of him and all his best wishes, and they're inspired, and they go out, or they just aren't feeling it and they struggle. We won't know until that tip off, but doggone, man, that's scary. I remember last year at the Huggins Fish Fry, and I was sitting there talking to Coach Self, and Hugs really gave him a hard time. I mean, like, he ripped into him pretty good. And this is when they're number one. Of course, they went on to win the national championship. And he goes, boy, he said, man, Hugs is just killing me tonight. I come over to do something nice for him, and he just rips my butt. But he did laugh about it. So he took it with a good stride. So I've been a Bill Self fan ever since then, because I thought he did a good job. But let's go ahead. Let's just wish him the best, and hopefully speedy recovery for Coach Self. So
I feel the same way too. I mean, he's always seemed like a straight up guy. He's done some things there at Kansas that, as West Virginia fans, we question, but at the same time, he's always seemed like a nice guy. So I wish him a speedy recovery as well.
Absolutely. Now let's get into something else that happened. Jim Boeheim retired or something, or said who somebody is going to make him retire. Syracuse goes ahead and names a coach to replace him, a longtime assistant, and Boeheim's like, I'm not sure if I'm retiring, but he is. And this is what Hugs had to say about now being the number one coach, active coach with the most victories.
Number one on the career victory list among active coaches. Do you have a thought on that?
No, honestly, I don't think about those things unless I come in here and listen to you guys, and then I don't know. I mean, my dad was a coach. My dad probably the most successful high school coach in the history of Ohio basketball, and he never really. I mean, people say, and I don't know anything about it, and probably honestly, he didn't really pay any attention. He didn't care.
Well, what do you think about that, Tim? He says he doesn't, really think about it, care about it. He's true about his father, and Hugs really is like that, but it's still got to feel good when you're number uno.
Yeah, but that's Bobby Huggins. I mean, he truly, I don't think he truly cares. And he just wants his team to be successful. He wants the guys to go out there and play hard. That's how Bobby Huggins is. He doesn't care about being the number one right now, as far as active coaches, as far as wins and everything else. And that's how he is.
That certainly is how he is. And let's get to this. But because Hugs here, this is his comments. He said, well, our turnovers are down. That's what he said. He says, we're rebounding the ball better. I think we know each other better now. I think we're making plays now that we could make earlier because we thought they were going to zig and then they zagged, and I think now we understand a little better each other. I mean, that is truth down to the hardcore line, is it not?
No, I truly believe that. I mean, I saw that, like I said, the first 10 minutes scared the hell out of me. But once the guys got into their rhythm, especially Keetering Johnson, he played one heck of a game. But everyone, you saw the offense, the way it was moving. The passes were crisp. Everyone was in the game, I mean, we didn't have a lot of guys coming off the bench to score points, but we had our starters playing well together. I mean, we had the seniors playing well together.
Yeah, not only that, you are so correct in that, but again, they're playing a ton of minutes, Tim. I mean, he is relying on these guys to go ahead and get it done, and they're responding, obviously, in a positive way, winning all these games here at the end. And right now, I heard from, Keenan Cummings is a reporter here for WVU or West Virginia Sports, something to that degree. And he's always right. For some reason, that cat is right. And he's saying that he thinks it's going to be a 9 seed right now without a victory against Kansas. Right now, they're locked into a 9 seed for the tournament, which is good news, considering a week and a half ago, we weren't sure if they were even going to be dancing, or even a week ago. So that is good news. And they are really coming to playing their best basketball of the season.
So I agree with that. I mean, if we knock off Kansas, my opinion is they're going to wind up a number 6 or 5 seed.
6 or 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my feeling. They should be in a number 9. I would agree with that, especially with the win last night and the wins we've had in the past. But we knock off Kansas, we could be pushing a 6 or 5 seed.
Then Matthew Zervos says we need to have an extraordinary effort today on the glass to win. Well, they have been having it. Texas Tech was usually a team that rebounded their teams they played against. And once again, the Mountaineers have a strong down the line in rebounds, especially offensive rebounds.
No, I mean, the rebounding, we really picked that up, especially on the offensive side. Which is what we needed to begin with on the season. It didn't happen, but it's happening now. And like I said, the turnovers, we only had 9 turnovers last night, which is big. Against Kansas before, and it was a close game, 2 points, we had 21 turnovers. Can you imagine if we only had half of those? We would have won the game.
You're exactly right. And when you think about it, now Kelly McCourt says, why didn't Eric start last night? Did Eric not start last night?
No, and I got the same question too. He was on the bench, I think, for the first 5 minutes. And by the way, hello, Kelly. You're on every one of our shows. I appreciate you listening. But no, I'm not sure. Like I said, I was shaking my head. I'm like, where the heck is Stevenson? And he was sitting on the bench. He finally got in, I think, in the first 5 minutes. So I don't know what happened there.
Well, we look at it, and I see 38 minutes again for Keedy, 32 minutes for Eric, 40 minutes. So Trey went the whole game, which we'll talk a little bit about him. And Emmett went for 25. So a little bit minutes down for Emmett as opposed to the game before where he went. But, let's just go ahead and talk about the game for a second and the collective thoughts on that, because West Virginia made 27 of his 66 field goal attempts, 41%. 41%, 9 of 26 from behind the arc for 35%, 15 of 17 from the free throw line. That is it, man. I'm telling you, in a nutshell, besides the turnovers, the free throw has risen so much, and in fact, so much that the announcers yesterday, besides your pepperoni rolls that they announced, okay, they were talking about the free throw and how good West Virginia is the number top 10 getting to the free throw line, number one. And number two is that they've been connecting. And, that was not the truth in the first half.
They've definitely fixed that problem, and, it just got to continue. But then again, I mean, you had Texas Tech shooting, 94% from the free throw line. So I think as the season goes on, these guys are more comfortable at the free throw line.
Yeah.
But then again, if you look at Texas Tech, I mean, their shooting percentage was 36% from this regular field goals, another 26 from the 3-point line. So it wasn't a good shooting night for Texas Tech.
No, it wasn't. But right here, Timmy, watch this now. Go ahead and check out these plays. This is Texas Tech the first 10 minutes. I mean, they were tight. They were up, I think, by 8 at one time, and they just went ahead. They were coming right at the Mountaineers, who was cold until Trey Mitchell hit that three-pointer. It was 9-2, 7 points there. And they struggled for the first half. Not struggled, but, it was a competitive first half.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like I said, that first 10 minutes was it scared me, but they started coming back. And I think it was just about the guys getting in sync with one another. And that's all they need to do. I mean, you've got a lot of seniors out there, a lot of guys, a whole lot of experience out on that court. And I think they're finally, as Bob Huggins said, they're finally finding one another. And that's key right now, especially right now coming into March.
Yeah, that is key. And this is when you want to be at your best, obviously. But I got to tell you, I just want to throw that out because Isaac Potts last night was pretty entertaining, and really so was Kevin O'Banner there. And at least for the first half, like I said, the first half before Mountaineers took it. But what was interesting to me, Tim, and I want you to tell me about this, is WVU at first could not find a killer instinct, right? They did not have a killer instinct. They were up at games, but now to me, it seems like they sure as heck have that killer instinct to close it out. It's like last night, it wasn't a game the last 10 minutes.
No, I agree. And like I said, the guys are starting to click, and that's what it's all about. I mean, we got to, how many transfer portals do we have coming into our program? And no one knew each other. And now the guys are on the floor, have been now on the floor, since last summer. They're finally getting to know one another. And I mean, you see, Stevenson and Matthews, those guys. I mean, they truly they're out for each other. They got each other's back, and that's what needs to happen.
Yeah, they sure do. And I'm looking here right now, and I'm looking at Keedy Johnson's game last night, and it was so impressive to me that I just, his defense, his steals, really he's playing his heart out. This last time, you can see the steal right there, but he's put his body on the line. He's scoring in the paint. He's got to hit it here. They're playing the guitar for him because dude's in rhythm.
Yeah, so that.
I mean, it's right here, man. It's like, this is big. This is leadership, man.
Well, no, watching last night with Keating, that I didn't realize how quick he really is. But he lit it up yesterday and last night. I mean, he moved. I mean, he stole some balls that I'm like, where in the hell did that come from? I mean, I didn't realize that he was that fast.
Yeah, he seems to be fast. He seems to be really good defensively. Like, again, is what I keep seeing on this team is the more they get going, the more they're stopping the team and playing better defense, and then they're just looking for offense. Now it's like before they tried to find each other, and Hugstead is right. They zigged when they should have zagged, and vice versa, and throwing it out of bounds without even looking at each other. And right now I mean, they're throwing down. The fast break points have been increasing. And again, I just keep getting fired up. I want to throw a couple more videos on there for you. One day is let's look at Trey here. And, with Trey scored 17 points. Now, he's the key right now that has been struggling as of late, but now you see him getting more active. He's 6'9". You heard Daryl talk about him being on the wing and DeMar Johnson having an effect on him. I mean, is he ready to go for the tournament, man?
I think he is. I think he's between him and Matthews. They're complementing each other so much now with the play that they're doing. I mean, finally, I think Trey settled in, Matthews has settled in, and it's good to see that the two of them, like I said, I'll say it again, complementing one another at that position. You got two forwards, and they got to work together. That's how it always is.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And let's just go finish with, Eric Stevenson. He had 18 points, Keaty 20, Trey Mitchell 17, Emmett Matthews 13. I mean, this is good stuff here, man. When you see this, because they're clicking. I don't know why he didn't make his start the other night. I have no idea, but who cares? Because Hugs was all happy with him on the post-game conference. So nothing's clicking there in a bad way. And, Eric just seems like, he's ready to score, but he can score. And I actually enjoyed his post-game talk last night. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. What was the question?
No, the question, I'm just commenting on what his performance is. His leadership, I guess I want to throw in there as well, because he has really turned on the leadership. He seems more comfortable. He's looking. He's assisting.
No, it's his will to win, and that's what it comes down to. I mean, if you look at all the guys on the court, I think Stevenson has the most, as far as intestinal fortitude when it comes to, I'm winning this damn game, and you're coming along with me for this ride. I mean, you could see that in his face. He gets pumped up.
No doubt about it. Okay. Well, hey, you know what? I mean, that was a great job by the Mountaineers. It's over. It's 12 hours later, man, and the Mountaineers have to get ready. What are they doing from last night, the victory, trying to settle down, get in the ice tub, get ice, whatever, to now having to play at 3:00?
Yeah, that's got to be tough. I mean, to turn around, less than 24 hours, you got to go over scouting reports, everything else. Obviously, they know who Kansas is. They've played them before. They've got old scouting reports and whatnot, but they also probably have new strategies for, what they want to do. It's probably icing down, maybe a quick shoot around, let the guys rest and move forward and see what we can do.
I mean, you really can't work them besides a shoot around, right? That would be insane. Insanity.
No.
Okay. All right, then. Well, let's go ahead and let's move it on here to, of course, what you see with the Kansas, the probable starters. I mean, you go down the list. You got the Big 12 player of the year. I mean, he might get the national player of the year. Jalen Wilson, 6'7". He's 20 points a game, 8.5 rebounds per game. What's your deal? What do we got to do to try to put him down? And then you add a Grady Dick along with that, who's 14 points and almost 5 rebounds. And just, I mean, their whole motion, Tim, is what they do. They're just, they're so entertaining to watch. They never stop. They're always moving the ball. They're always passing the ball. Mountaineers came up pretty close to him the last time, just by 2 points there at the Fog. So, they have a shot here, and now you don't even know what's going to happen with Bill Self and how they're going to react. What do you think that the Mountaineers have to do to go ahead and charge, man, and get this victory?
Well, the last game, we played against Kansas. We held Jalen to 11 points.
Yep.
So I mean, Jalen's he's going to be a tough guy to guard, and I think we did a good job against them in Kansas, which is critical. But then again, you had the rest of the starters. You had everybody in five. You had them in double digit on the figures as far as points. So
Sure
and
did.
they didn't have a whole lot off. They had maybe 3 points off the bench. But the key guys are the starters, and we got to shut them down. I mean, we did a good job too. I mean, playing them. I mean, we had 4 guys in double digits, but I think we also need to look at what's coming off the bench. If Desant or Wilson, I mean, can step in there and help out. And,
Yeah.
And some of the bigger guys, coming off the bench if they can come out. But like I said, I think Bell's coming around quite a bit as well. Bell's playing a lot better than he played at the beginning of the season.
It's funny to say, he's not scoring the points, but he is playing the offensive rebounds and the defense. He's playing big where he's supposed to be a big.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, he's making his presence felt, and that's what counts.
The one is, besides the obvious of Jalen Wilson and Grady Dick, that concerns me. But you got DeJuan Harris. He's on the all defensive Big 12 team, but he has 8.5 assists. He's like the Marquise Noel there for K-State, but it's also number 15. Remember Kevin McCullough? He had a big night against the Mountaineers, and he's very athletic. He's 6'6". He's a guard. They do the 3 guards, 2 forwards. But he's you can forget about him, I guess.
Yeah. Well, like I said, and Grady Dick is another one too. You don't know what he's going to catch on fire, and stopping him. I mean, I call him Doogie Howser because he looks like he's about 14 years old, but the kid can shoot. There's no doubt about it.
Well, that's a great point. So tell me then, is if he can shoot. And he can shoot. Now, we watched Isaac Pops last night shooting from downtown. Before that, you had Marquise Noel shooting from downtown. How do you go ahead and try to defend that? If he starts to get really hot, you got to send a guy out there, even if he's downtown.
You got to stay in his face. I mean, Grady Dick, he's not a big kid. He's only 205 pounds. He's 6'8". I mean, between Trey or Matthews is guarding him. Put a body on him, bump him around a little bit, knock him off his game.
All right. So let's get in this and let's get out of here. Okay. What are your keys to victory, Tim? And for today, now I got to tell you, I was kind of like, maybe a win over Texas Tech and then a loss to Kansas would be good for the tournament. But at the same time, now they're playing so well, I hate to send them home.
No, like I said, I think they're on a roll. They're clicking. They just need to keep it up with what they did against Texas Tech, working as a team. I mean, right now we don't know the mindset of the Kansas guys with Bill Self and what happened there. Whether that has a factor in it, I'm not sure. But at the same time, we just have to keep up our game and what we've been doing moving forward.
Yep, there's no doubt about it, and there's no doubt that the correlation of less turnovers to the opposing team and free throw shooting because they're top 10 and getting to the free throw line, and the fact that if the Mountaineers are anywhere accurate and in the paint, they could beat anybody on any given day.
Yeah, no, they can, and it's the same within the whole conference, Big 12 conference. Big 12 conference, any team can beat any team in the NCAAs. I mean, there's a lot of talent in the Big 12, and a lot of people don't understand how much talent there is, but there's quite a bit, and we'll see how we do. Like I said, I think we're in the tournament, but if we hit Kansas, and beat them, I think we'll be another 6 or 5 seed.
Okay, would it be safe to say defensively for the Mountaineers, watch the weak side cut?
That's been the story all year long. And, and like Daryl, and I think Jared said as well, don't keep your back, as far as defensively. I mean, we had problems with Matthews earlier in the year, and he's improved on that. But defensively, don't keep your back to the play. You've got to see the whole court.
Got to see the whole court. Excellent. Excellent breakdown there, Tip. Thanks for coming on. I know you are a busy man, but we got it done here because we wanted to maintain and stay up for our Mountaineers. And let's see what happens. All right, and let's go ahead and close it out. Thank you.
Destined for greatness. My name is written in stars.
Let's go,
And I will
Mountaineers.
give
You got it,
everything,
brother.
all that I have
Let
to
me
the
thank,
cause. Fight against evil, run through the pain, battle it all. This is more than a game. I am a lion and I can't be tamed. It's how it was made. It's ice in my veins, run through it all. No matter the odds, I won't answer a call. The enemy knocks on the door. Even the greatest of moments will fall, but the greatest will get back up. So I won't back down, and I won't give up, and I will act now, and I will stand up. They know that I'm here for it all. Rise up, no matter what's in my way. Rise up, I will do what it takes. I will keep on fighting. I'll rise through it all. Rise up, no matter what's in my way. Rise up, I will do what it takes. I will keep on fighting. I'll rise through it all. Rise up.
No matter what it is you need, you'll find it at your local Parmar store. From gas to grocery, snacks, and everything else you always seem to run out of, Parmar Stores has it. Need more savings? Download the Parmar app and sign up for the Parmar Rewards Card. You won't only see our stores in your neighborhoods, you'll see us in your neighborhoods too. We are proud to be in your town and proud to be a part of the community. Come see us at Parmar Stores, and remember, if there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Wilson Martino Dental. Did you know that 95% of our dentists have graduated from WVU? And many former players and WVU coaches trust Wilson Martino Dental with their oral health. The Mountaineers and Wilson Martino Dental. Yeah, we do that.